Today, I have the honor to speak with Elaine Welteroth, a New York Times bestselling author, award-winning journalist, Project One Ray judge, and my real life goals. Elaine also made history during her stint at Teen Vogue, where she was appointed the youngest editor-in-chief at a Condé Nast publication. But today, she's here to talk about the new video podcast series she's hosting, sponsored by American Express, called Built to Last. So, Elaine, tell us about Built to Last and what attracted you to this project.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me on, first of all. I'm so excited about this project. It is all about amplifying and celebrating, the Black-owned businesses that are thriving in the midst of an unprecedented time, full of challenge, and finding ways to pivot with purpose, and dive deeper into serving their communities in an even more meaningful way. And it's just full of gems. It's full of inspiration. It's full of raw truths. And what I love the most about the project is that it's really about, not just celebrating the trailblazers in this moment, but it's about also celebrating our legacy, the rich legacy of Black founders and business owners throughout history that have enriched American culture, and really shining a light on their work and our history and the foundation that we are building on today, and sort of building a community right around supporting each other so that we can create a better future for the next generation of Black entrepreneurs.
So, Elaine, I know that you interviewed amazing folks like the founder of Slutty Vegan, the founder of Lit Bar, Issa Rae. What are some of the takeaways and insights that you gained from these Black entrepreneurs that you interviewed for the series?
Man, I learned so much. I had some aha moments. I had some praise dance moments. I really felt inspired by their stories, specifically around pivoting with purpose. And I think the common thread throughout every interview was the sense that if you show up for your community will show up for you. Mm-hmm. And that was really, really, I think, an important takeaway. And there was this sense that the work, that the we is bigger than the I. Mm-hmm. And we certainly are all in this together, and we are, we're building this network and this platform for Black founders to be found, to be discovered and supported, but also for them to be able to share their wisdom and their tools that they're utilizing in this moment to navigate uncharted territory. And these are all Black founders that are thriving in the midst of a really, a time of tremendous struggle for so many businesses in general, but particularly Black-owned businesses. So I just say, if you are looking for, Black-owned businesses to support, and you need a resource to help discover, new companies that you may not have heard of, this is for you. If you are a Black founder, right, or a Black entrepreneur yourself, and you're looking for tips and inspiration and a sense of community, this is for you. But also, if you just want to be entertained and inspired, if you want there's some good laughs in there. Definitely, this is for you as well. And I think, again, what you're going to get in addition to Trailblazers of today is a history lesson about Black business owners that have been thriving throughout history that you may or may not have heard of before.
Yeah, and speaking of Black business owners, we see the Buy Black movement has gained tremendous traction, especially this year in wake of what's going on with Black Lives Matter. Can you sort of talk about that cultural shift and why you think it's so important for those of us aligned with the values and principles of Black Lives Matter to protest not only in the streets, but also with our dollars?
I'm so glad that you asked that question because, we are in a fight for economic justice in this moment, and we have been. But I think that this is a moment where we need to remember that, as you said, we are not only protesting on the front lines, of movements on the ground, but we all have the power to protest with our dollar. And we have massive purchasing power, and we need to be more mindful of how we're spending that. And this is a moment for all of us to be reminded of setting new goals, right? Setting new spending goals, setting a percentage for yourself. Like, hey, I decide for myself, for my household, for my business, that I am going to dedicate 15% of my purchasing power to Black-owned small businesses. That is a deliberate decision that we all have the power to make. And I think building that habit into your daily spending habits can have tremendous impact on the economy and on the Black community as a whole. So I'm energized that seems to be a sea change, at least culturally and in the conversation, but it's up to all of us to make sure that this is not a passing trend, but that this is a sustainable change. And it won't be sustainable without all of us participating. And I think this podcast is just one part of this larger movement around economic justice. And I'm just so proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, and speaking of economic justice, and that's a big part of the Black Lives Matter movement. But I feel like some of us, maybe those of us on the further left, are saying that capitalism in itself is embedded with white supremacy, right? And it's in the fabric of it. Should we be pushing towards gaining capital, or should we be trying to abolish this system? And these are conversations that I kind of feel conflicted about myself. So I wanted to get your thoughts.
Well, I think that, we as a community, as a Black community, we need to be able to support the dreams and the ambitions of entrepreneurs that within our community. And I don't think, in general, I think we can't have, it's not either or, it's and. Right. And I think as long as we live in a capitalist society, as long as there is money being spent, we need to ensure that that money is also being funneled through and to the Black community.
And okay, last thing, can we end this interview by talking about the beautiful footage you put out from your quarantine wedding? Congratulations. No, I literally get emotional. Like, I'm like, hold on, I need some inspiration. Let me just watch this. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like,
sis, I appreciate that. It feels like so long ago, and it was like
4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 months ago, but it happened right before the protests started, and the tragic murder of George Floyd. So I felt like it was sort of this divinely timed moment of Black joy and Black love and the celebration around all of that we all needed more than we even knew it at the time. So I hold on to it as like my happy thought in moments when things get hard, and Lord knows it has been a hard summer, it's been a hard fall, it's been a hard year. So I'm so glad that was just like not meant to be a thing everybody saw, but that it brought you joy makes me feel really happy.
Yeah, and I feel like, the Black Party too as well. But like, I feel like you said, like, we're having such a hard year, but we still have to give ourselves room for those moments of celebration, love, and joy. It's literally that type of resilience that got our ancestors through. So we need to continue it.
That's right. That's right. And I always say, we can't only talk about the Black Lives Matter movement through the lens of dead Black bodies and hashtags about murders. We have to lift up what we are fighting for. We are fighting for, Black joy. We are fighting for Black love. We are fighting for Black businesses to be able to thrive. And I think that's what this project is about. It's about uplifting the Black owned businesses that are thriving and that are contributing to the culture, who deserve the recognition and who have uh, inspiring stories to share that shed light on how we all can be pivoting with purpose in this moment, and taking a dark moment and bringing light to it. And so I'm excited for everyone to see this. I hope it's just the beginning, and I think you're going to fall in love with some new Black founder friends in your mind, and you'll be implored to support them, because not only are they making products or offering services that are really meeting this moment, but you fall in love with who they are and the heartbeat behind their business. And I think that's what's really special about this project.
Well, everyone, get ready for Built to Last, again, hosted by Elaine Welteroth, sponsored by American Express. Definitely looking forward to it. Thank you so much for your time today, Elaine.